Hi everyone, Merry Christmas Day, Christmas night. Thank y'all for being here. So again, the chat thing is not working, so I will have to look at it on my phone. So how y'all doing tonight? There's Robin. Hi Robin, how are you? Whew. So hi Robin, hi chat, hi TV watchers, hi replay watchers. Thank y'all for being here. So yeah, it's been a busy day. So let me put in here. I would normally put in there. Hi, TV watchers. And last night, as we're sitting here starting everything, I missed Santa Claus already coming over Columbus, Ohio. So I was like, okie dokie. And then hi, replay watchers. Alrighty, so there we go. So I'll sit it right there so I can look at chat. So it's been a busy day. Anastasia got a ton of stuff. It was so cool and everything. I do have some pictures. I think I filmed it and then I'll go back and snap some pictures and everything. But I do have some pictures I can show y'all. And then I'll show y'all what I got. Okay, so let me do this. This is the Pixar camera. Pixar, Toy Story and all them. The little camera that jumps around. That's that camera. Then she got a Lego camera, and she does have a regular Polaroid camera. Those are all the bracelets that I got her that we wrapped last night. So I didn't want to do individual ones. So, and then the other ones have like peace and love and amazing, fearless, brave, all the good positive words. Let's see here. And then she got this book for Christmas about crystals and gems. And she got Lego Friends, a Lego thing. And then let's see here, a book about dragons. And then she had this one. They read that in school, so she really liked that. And then she got a Lego car. Her daddy got one. She got the pink. He got the blue one, I think. I got her more stuffies. One's a unicorn, and then one's I think it was bear. And then fingernail polish and lipstick, but I have the same one. This might as well just be like a light lip gloss. And you can't even see it. So, and then I'm going to show y'all what I got. So, she drew this for me. Santa Claus. So I'll put that up on the wall of axolotls. You'll know I got the hooks from Karma. And then Anastasia, that's a Christmas tree. And I can color any color I want to. Amigurumi. Yeah, the stuff you do with paper. Oh my goodness, the internet. And then you opened it up and it had all this in there. So Merry Christmas, a tree, a present, a candy cane. I don't know what that is. snowman. She told me what it was. Santa and a hat or something other like that. And then, because this is like a little game, you pull the snowman out, you put the snowman back in, and go up and down. So, and she goes, I could color that. And then she made us an envelope. So each of us had an envelope with our names and things on it. And then she made us a wallet. So, and then on that side. So this side has a cross, an axolotl, and another cross. And that one is a Christmas tree. Something to do with gardening. I don't know if that's a candy cane, but I think that this has to do with gardening. So I got that. Hey Ruby, how you doing? Hey Mr. and Mrs. Walter Job, Carla and Walter. Good to see y'all. So then I got this. Set the phone back up again. And this it's a flower pot. So it's 151 pieces. So that'd be a nice little challenge for me to do. Put that together. So I got that. Oh, put that over there. And then, let's see here. All right, so I think I did a video. This is the card that Gail from Gail Southern Living sent. So it says, she will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. Matthew 1:21. Nancy and Anastasia, his destiny was the cross, his purpose was love, his reason was you. May your Christmas be a celebration of the Savior. Have a blessed Christmas. Sincerely, Gail from Gail Southern Living. So that. And this is from Carmen. She sent this along with the hooks and the book I was reading the other night. Season's greeting, the beauty of the season, the comfort of home, the closeness of love, the ones we love. Miss Nancy, wishing you all the happiness this time of year has to offer. Thank you for your friendship. I'm sorry it took forever to get your book to you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can use the hooks. God bless. Love, Karma. So that's pretty. So that was that one. Let's see. This one's from Auntie Ellen from G-Quap Traditions. And I want some mugwug. So I still have it down here because I told Anastasia I wanted to show it on the live. Let's see. And this is her card. I proclaim to you good news of great joy that will be for all people. A Savior has been born for you who is Messiah and Lord. Luke 2:10-11. May this joyous message, this good news, fill your heart with love and peace that only Christ can give. Dearest Nancy, enjoy a special mug rug. Thanks for your love and support, Auntie Ellen. And on the back it says, all mayors of cities and lords of castles and villages should be bound to oblige. This is from the stories of St. Francis. Okay, so all mayors of cities and lords of castles and villages should be bound to oblige people each year of the nativity of the Lord to scatter wheat and other grain along the roads outside towns and villages, so that all the birds may have something to eat on such a solemn fest. That's pretty cool. I like that. See, Anastasia, I don't think she saw the back of it. And then this is from Misha, from Miss Misha Lee. It says Jesus, he came not to a throne, but to a manger. He lived not as a king, but as a servant. He chose not a kingdom, but a cross. He gave not just a little, but everything. Holly Girth. Nancy and family, may the Lord's great love bless you this Christmas. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, celebrating our Savior's birth, and a happy and healthy New Year. God bless y'all. Love, Misha, Ozzy, and family. So Ozzy's her husband. That's so cool. And then the house people do this all the time. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Send a letter in with their card and everything about through the year and everything that and then she did say that they met up in Ohio in a German town. I always enjoy seeing Christian friends and have some good authentic German foods. So that was pretty cool. I like that. We did that one year, a long time ago. And then and the other thing I got is this book. So I got the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. Well, there's a glare. Nicole Apelian. So that's the class I took to get that one. So I need this one to do the other classes. So it does, it's a lot in here. She has in here about how to harvest the healing power from plants, introduction, how to harvest plants, how to dry herbs, backyard plants, and there's a long list of them. And I was looking through it earlier. I was like, oh my goodness. So then so it says backyard plants, forests, scrublands, and woodlands, trees and shrubs, mushrooms and lichens, water-loving plants, and household remedies. So I'm like, oh, yeah. And the one in the household remedies is the turmeric and curcumin. So I was like, so I made me some turmeric tea tonight. Alrighty. Yeah, because turmeric, curcumin is turmeric, but turmeric, because of its curcumin and other curcuminoid compounds, is a powerful anti-inflammatory and a strong antioxidant. Unfortunately, the curcumin is not well absorbed into the bloodstream. Absorption is helped with the presence of piperine, a compound found in black pepper. Using turmeric with black pepper increases the absorption of turmeric by 2,000%. So I'm reading from this book. I also know from my own research that ginger helps do the same thing. So just research that and everything, because, like I said, I don't know if it was the black pepper I'm taking. I don't know. My son used all the same spices he has been using, and everything he made today, from the chicken to the potatoes, the green bean casserole, not the sweet potato casserole, and I had no reaction whatsoever. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm pressing my quilt fabric while watching. Awesome. I'll be lurking and listening, but can't be in the chat. Oh, that's okay, Ruby. As long as I like the lurkers too. They help also. So, turmeric says antioxidant Oxidative damage is one of the mechanisms that promotes aging and many diseases. Curcumin fights free radicals that cause oxidative damage and protects the body. It also boosts the body's own antioxidant enzymes, improves brain function, and lowers risk of brain disease, including Alzheimer's disease and depression. And then it's good for arthritis and pain. So it says curcumin supplements are beneficial in reducing the inflammation and arthritis and slowing or stopping the progress of the disease. Patients report the improvement of symptoms and reduction in joint inflammation as well as reduction in pain. So lowers the risk of heart disease, reduces cholesterol, promotes wound healing, and it's the only warning: turmeric may slow the clotting of blood. People taking blood thinners and pregnant women should be especially careful. So she does put in there the warnings after each one about the herbs, or what it's good for and everything, and then the warnings on it and everything, which is what I like, because like in dandelion, let me find the dandelion. Now I'm hoping and praying this year that all my herbs are kind of the seeds out front grow. That'd be awesome. I really would like that. All right, so dandelion. It's good for skin wounds, corns, and warts, diuretic and detoxifying the body, osteoporosis and bone health, controls blood sugar, urinary tract disorders, the C management, the CANCER, prevents iron deficiency, anemia, treating hypertension, boosts the immune system, fights inflammation, arthritis, talks about harvesting, and then the warning: dandelion is generally considered safe, although some people may be allergic to it. Do not take dandelion if you're allergic to plants with the same family as similar plants such as ragweed, chrysanthemum, marigold, yarrow, and daisy. Do not take dandelion if you're pregnant and consult your doctor if nursing. Consult your doctor before taking if you're taking prescription medicines. Some people have reported dermatitis as a result of touching the plant or using the sap. Do not use dandelion if you're allergic. So she does put all that in here and everything. And I'm like, yeah, wonderful. I can't use dandelion because I have a ragweed allergy. So what did I plant last year? I planted marigolds and daisies. And I'm just like, really? I like those flowers. They're good for the bees and everything. And I'll get back to this book in just one moment because I still forgot to turn that light out. And that this bears on the computer. I tell you, every time I'm walking, I'm pulling my pants up because they're falling down. I'm like, yes. We're going to talk about that too, about weight loss and everything. So, just speak loud so I can hear you. Okay, I'll turn my volume up. But what I did with my tea, and so I have that turmeric and ginger mix I made. So I filled it up so the little spice thing you can go to your like Walmart or whatever grocery store you get, or and I guess it would be in the glass, like in the like you would find for your containers and stuff, not like totes, but the kitchen stuff. And I filled it like 3/4 full of turmeric and the rest of it with ginger powder. And I shake it up and mix it up really well. So I put that in there, probably a teaspoon, did 1/4 teaspoon of ginger and a teaspoon of cinnamon and nuts. And I just stir it up. I don't even strain it. I just drink it. It's hot. I mean, you can add some lemon juice to it if you want lemon juice in there. I did add some stevia to it, so it'd be sweeter and not so tart. Oh, I gotta tell y'all that in a minute. So, and it tastes, just like if you put, you can make your own tea bags like it's with coffee filters. They're round, so you can score them. Cut it 4 ways or cut it in half, and then you just roll it up and put it in one of the tea bobber things, and you've got your own tea. That's how I do it. So Anastasia got a bunch of stuff, like I said, from VAT 19. We got her the mystery boxes. And on the mystery box I got, I don't have it. And they have these different soda drinks, and one is called Sting, and it's blue. It's supposed to be really sour. It is. I'm gonna do a video. I gotta do a video about it because I got this all the gummies. I'm gonna do videos. Oh my goodness! And then she got oh my goodness, it's stuck to the table. The blue cotton candy with the same flavor. So I left my blue cotton candy out, and look what it did. It kind of melted. It melted and just formed whatever. But oh my goodness. I'm just thinking, so this is kind of like memory response. So when you have something you don't like, or if it's bitter, or if it's sweet, or it's, sour and everything, and you go to think, are you talking about your mouth and your mind? And when I go, oh no, I know what that is. So my mouth wants to perk up because when you drink that stuff, it's like, oh, it's so funny. So, because there's some things they try on there, like the sour, supposed to be sour pickles. Those things were not sour. Not whatsoever. Sorry, VAT 19. That was just the most awful. They were so awful. So I said, if we end up getting one that bag and one of the mystery boxes, I will do a video. But we didn't get those together. I said, yes, thank you. Not good. But that drink is really sweet. I mean, not sweet. It's really sour. Kind of a bitter sour type thing and everything. So, yeah. Now, it says about the authors. So there's 2 authors here. All right. So Dr. Nicole Apelian is an herbalist, survivor skills instructor, anthropologist, and a research biologist. So inside these pages, she shares her deep knowledge of plants and her firsthand experience is making her own herbal remedies she uses both at home and in the field. She was among the first women ever selected for the History Channel's TV show Alone. Despite having MS, she survived solo in the remote wilderness for 57 days straight, with a little more than her hunting life and the wild foods and medicines she found there. Claude Davis is a Wild West history expert and the chief editor at AskAPrepper.com. His main focus is to save the survival skills of our grandparents. He is also the author of the best-selling book, The Lost Ways of Saving Our Forefathers' Skills. Claude's goal with the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies was to save the most powerful remedies we have lost to history, to separate the true cures from the bogus ones that have no effect. So, all right, that's what she looks like. That's what he looks like. So, I don't know if he's on YouTube or not. I don't think she is. She was diagnosed with MS when her kids were teens, and they were told she'd be confined to a wheelchair the rest of her life and everything else, and she said no. Unexpected diagnosis of multiple sclerosis in 2000 led Nicole to apply her research skills to her own personal wellness. She focuses on a healthy living strategy, including deep nature connection and gratitude practices. Though through changes in her lifestyle, recognizing profound mind-body linkage, and making and using her own remedies, Nicole went from bedridden to being fully alive, from surviving to thriving. And amen and hallelujah, because that's what I want to do. So that's part of my 2026 goals, is to sit there. Hey, Misha, Merry Christmas. I just showed everybody your card you sent us. Thank you. Um, so I have this book and the other book, and my son's hair is thinning through here. Mine is thinning through here. And I'm just like, no, no. So him and I were talking the other night, and because he was talking about, because he lets his hair grow out. He goes, oh, in summer, spring or so, he goes, I might get it shaved all off. I'm like, what's going on? Because I know that I've noticed that up there. He goes, well, he's got that black cumin oil stuff that they got, and he goes, it's just sitting in his hair. It's not getting into his scalp. So he's going, when it's not cold outside, get his head shaved so he can massage it into his head better. I told him that, and horsetail is good for your hair. And he goes, well, if this doesn't work, ain't nothing going to work. So I want to read this, about the horsetail. And I keep telling him, go listen to Dr. Berg. I say, you might not agree with everything, because I don't, but, he does give good information on what to use. And, yeah, today I did not take vitamins. I was over there. I got them out. I don't even think I put them over here. We've just been so busy all day and everything. And like the chat right there is not working again, so I've got the phone. Yeah, the phone up like this. Hey, Miss Heather, how you doing? So I got my book, my other book, The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. So I have to look at, because the first class, that class I took with that certificate was only like $40. So that wasn't bad. And then, so I'll be looking at her other classes and everything. So here, kind of like a reference guide. Medicinal Herbal Reference Guide. Bones, childhood diseases, CANCER, support management, digestive and intestinal issues. And that, all right, so bones is breaks, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis. I said that wrong. And then tumors, childhood diseases and issues from bedridden, colic, croup, teething pain, and well baby care. Now, when I know this works, so we did it because we used it ourselves. When my nephew was born, he ended up with colic. And then he tried everything over the counter and everything. So he had my dad call his sister. He lived with their mom when she had the house. So he said, call Nancy, because I was the same name, and see what they did back then. So she goes, oh, yeah. I mean, she was loud, because you got to remember, these people grew up on a farm. So they are loud no matter what. So she goes, yeah, tell them to take some fennel. It was like a teaspoon of fennel. Put it in the hot water. Let it come to a boil. Let it sit for 10 minutes. You got to let it cool. Then give it to the baby. And oh my goodness. We did that. We let it cool. And she goes, you could put sugar in there because it's not going to be great tasting anyway. But so, and they sweetened it with sugar or whatever. And he drank that stuff. And it was like in no time, it was like What? Why don't y'all pass that stuff down to us? I was like, we shouldn't have to, write a book, write down, write some notes down so y'all can tell us and everything. So we start calling everybody. What's this good for? What you got for this? What will work for this and everything? So when my Anastasia's dad was born, that's what they all kept saying. It was colic. And I was like, this isn't colic. But we did the fennel water and everything. And he spit that back up. So I was like, okay, this is not colic. I know better. So it ended up being the sphincter muscle. The muscle at the end of your esophagus that, it goes down to your stomach was not fully developed. And he's had it looked at me twice, 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it's active. Well, what are you going to do about it? And they never give us an answer. There's a surgery they could do to help fix it. No. So even now, all right, so your sphincter muscle, it closes. You eat something, you drink something, it closes. It is this. So it's like pumping the gas. So when you think, all right, so when you have acid reflux, most people get acid reflux. That's because that muscle is contracting and releasing for some unknown reason. So that's when you end up with acid reflux. So to me, what I found has helped me when I have acid reflux is lay on your left side. And they have that on the internet and everything, talking about lay on your left side because the way your stomach and the lining is, it's on your left side. When you're at this, for some reason, it goes up. I don't know. Gravity does a lot to help. Made the figgy pudding cake, caramel and whipped cream turn out great. There's biblical story to it too. Awesome. That is so cool. I like that. Yeah, everything does, and people try to say it's not. So, but it is. Everything goes back right to the Bible. All right, so digestive issues, I think abdominal pain, bloating, candida, constipation, Crohn's disease, diabetic ulcers, diarrhea, diverticulitis, duodenal ulcers, dysentery, flatulence, food poisoning, gastric and gastroenteritis, heartburn, IBS, indigestion, and inflammatory bowel disease, intestinal colitis, intestinal problems, intestinal worms and parasites, leaky gut, nausea and vomiting, peptic ulcers, prebiotics, stomach flu, tapeworm infections, ulcerative colitis. So then it has about ears, eyes, female issues, glands, hair. So hair loss are evening primrose, horsetail, rosemary, and saw palmetto. Heart and circulatory system, immune system, infectious diseases, kidneys, liver, gallbladder, and spleen, mouth, oral, and dental issues. I need to look at that one. Muscle, joints, and tendons here. Now, Arthur likes to visit my fingers. So that's going to talk about bursitis, carpal tunnel, joint pain, muscle aches, muscle spasms, muscle sprains, rheumatoid arthritis and rheumatism, tendonitis, nervous system, brain and head issues, respiratory issues and lungs, skin. Yeah, I might be able to figure out what's going on with this. Oh, goodness. Poisons, urinary tract, whole body, emergency care, internal bleeding, snake bite, other That's pretty cool. So I was like, yes, this is one of the books I want. And there's another one that I want to get. It's from a different lady. Oh, thank you. I was trying to find the other one. This one's the cardinals and the Christmas tree, but it also has the woodland animals, the deers. There's got deers on it, squirrels. Let's see. The other one is blue. I have to ask Anastasia because that one has like a little mouse and a couple other ones. I can't remember what there's all on there. So yeah, and then let's see if I can find the other book. Because they keep looking, I'm like, oh, that's not what I think. And then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's what that is. Alrighty. Okay, it's called Ancient Remedies. Right, and that's the other books I want to get. Well, go this way, Nancy. Um, and that's $37. Also, this lady, let's see here, I can get her name. That's what she looks like. Now, kind of almost the same thing with health and everything, and and I think she's from England or Australia, so because she has that accent. All right, let's see here. Dolly, la 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 la. Oh, we never gave a follow. So stop watching Christmas shows. I have to look up this way. I send stuff to in my own email so I can put it in a folder type thing so I don't lose it. And only heard and knock on wood once today. Let's see here. Oh, come on, I want the lady's name. It says Alden Throne, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Oh well. Let's see here. If I can sit there and find it a different way. Uh, let's see here. That was Amazon. Let's see here. If someone, nope. Same way. Zoom in. Greenhaven Press. That's all it says. Alrighty. Can't find the lady's name, which would be nice. La, 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 la. Shannon. Okay. Shannon Grief. Greef. As who wrote that book. That way, if you, because there are many of them that says Ancient Remedies, so that's her name. And Seth's got the Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine, very detailed. Nice. Yeah, that thing is really thick. That's not really nice to have. Because I got the other books that went with the first class. So it's like I need that one to go with the second class. So, get my book collection together. And then have that going. And then the crochet. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Let me get this blanket and see what we can do with it tonight. Ah, that was my knee. If y'all heard the pop, that was my knee, not my hip. So we were talking about goals. Let's talk about a little bit about it. All right, so we had chicken, we had the sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, apple pie, we cut up and already ate. I got to take pictures. So we had leftovers for tomorrow, so I'll take a picture and show y'all tomorrow. Everything but the apple pie. My son just decided to cut 4 pieces. He tried to cut them like we could have some for tonight and tomorrow night. It didn't work. So he goes, just 4 big slices. And then I put a cinnamon. See, I should have took a picture. Oh my goodness. I put a cinnamon roll on top of the apple pie, stuck it in the microwave, heated it up a little bit, and then put some ice cream on it. It's Christmas Day. I'm going to just have fun. That's a nice book. Yeah, that's a nice book. Flipbooks.com had a used one, but that was even still close to $40. So I'm like, okie dokie. Save up for that one. But they didn't. They made the pumpkin pie today. So the pumpkin pie that Anastasia did for school is a can of pumpkin, a package of vanilla pudding, vanilla pudding, and then it's a tub of Cool Whip. I know we have the dairy-free Cool Whip that they get, and you just mix it all together, put it in a pie shell, graham cracker pie shell, and stick it in the refrigerator. Usually overnight or for 1 to 2 hours. So we'll have the pumpkin pie tomorrow. So, wow, dinner was really good. We got potatoes, so we fixed enough potatoes for tonight, and so tomorrow, so we'll have all those leftovers like we do usually. Now, tonight I would have taken up the pickles and the olives and all the other good stuff, but since we had the pie for a night snack, I didn't take anything else up. I'm folding clothes down, found my sweater, and now blue instead of tan on that. Oh, wow. We've had that happen. We've all had that happen before. Yeah, I had threw a rag into the laundry and had a blue shirt come out like I want to say a mint green or some kind of green color. I'm like, well, I didn't think that was going to happen, but I got a new color shirt. It's like, wow. Um, oh, still wrapping gifts for when we leave for Colorado. Ooh, that's going to be fun. Oh, yeah. I like that scrub that you made, Misha. I have Epsom salt. So that's other stuff I need to work on and making is the face scrub and everything back like I used to. Oh my goodness, 6 years ago, and did all that. I did a coffee scrub and then the magnesium and a sugar scrub, and I really need to get back to doing that because I can tell a difference when I use all that. Um, and my castor oil blend stuff and everything, I can tell a difference for myself. Now my finger, it's still a little, this is still a little tight, but not like it has been. That's because I didn't eat no more regular ground beef. Like, uh, I just like that chili, so I have to make my own chili. Very easy and good for winter dryness. Yes, it is. I have more to wrap for Sundays, Saturdays, Christmas at my daughter's house. See, that's the best thing of Christmas. You can have it as many times as you need to in many different people's houses. Hmm. And then, so the gingerbread bread that I made, that video came out tonight on the cooking channel. And then, Karma's, the video. So yesterday was Gail, today was Karma's every, stuff. And then, tomorrow I'll be making the videos for the drink and the gummies. I haven't put it all. And I got put together the when we went and looked at lights, Christmas Eve, because the people I put it on a reel, about our neighbors having that big chicken and everything. They decorated it, put lights on it and everything. I was like, oh my goodness, that was so funny. 'Cause, that one house that uses the music to do the lights too. They go through a radio station thing, and they'll definitely probably get copyright music, or if I let it play all the way through. So I'm gonna go fix that. Red mechanics rag accidentally in whites. Uh-oh. Everything was pink. Luckily I did wash out of the whites because I hadn't dried the clothes. Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, that will do it. That I think happened to my dad once. Accidentally something we got washed with the whites and he had pink undershirt. First he was upset, then he was like, whatever. He just wore it. He didn't care. And back in the day, you wore undershirt, or then your shirt, dress shirt or whatever. And I don't know, see how people did that because it's so hot. We talk about the weather. Na 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 na. Yeah, that's a Christmas song. I just heard it today. I think it was Bing Crosby that sang it. But I think I really am so thrilled doing this. I don't have to do it. I can sit there and do something else. But the reason why I started this blanket is because in a couple of days it's going to be Arctic air again. And I'm like, when our high is 24 and low is 2, or then the high one day is going to be 9, just like it was a couple of weeks ago. And it's like, oh my. And then talking about places getting snow and ice, and we're the ones that are going to be getting ice. I'm like, come on, I want the snow. I don't want no ice. I like the cold, but I don't like the ice either. So I just keep an eye on the weather. What is it? An eye on the weather and the ear, something other. I don't know, snow or rain. I know you can smell rain when it's close. Oh, welcome back, Ruby. So I don't know whether something with the ear, and then you can smell the rain. So those are old wise tales again too. Oh, those things are true. Oh, yeah, they're just finding out now they're true. Like the persimmon tree, if if it has forks, knives, or a fork, a knife, or a spoon, the woolly worm, um, acorns, squirrel's bushy tail. I think I said at one time I was talking about the leaves on the tree. If they fall early, the tree's getting ready for a cold winter. So you know how that goes. You know, so we're gonna sit there and watch the woodland animals to see how they act. Are they gathering nuts for the winter? Do you hear the birds chirping as much as you do? Um, as a squirrel's tail bushy? How many acorns are on the ground? And then the woolly worm. The orange, is it more orange or is it more black? I mean, I remember when my son was working, he worked for Shiseido at one time, and we go, through the parking lot going slow. And we're like, oh, look, there's woolly worms. That was orange as it could be, and boy, we got snow. I was like, yeah, yeah, and definitely God built that into them for a reason. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Yeah, it's all good and fun until it's ice. But like in Pennsylvania and everything, they were talking about um, like Pennsylvania and New Jersey or something like that, and New York, it's be ice and then snow and then ice again. I was like, oh, that makes me think of in the 80s we had all that, you know. Well, I spoke to so nope, it's 11:40, right on time for the sirens to be going down the road. Same time every night. We can usually tell. Well, I can. What time it is by the time that when I hear them. I was like, okay, somebody has got something going on when at 8:30 they're out, 10:30, 12:30, or it's like on the 30s all the time. I'm like, what in the world is it's like right on time every single night at the same time. What was that fell? That sounded like back over by the door. I want no card or anything. Well, I'm not gonna go look. All right, I got a hair, hair. Um, Julie from Julie and Jerry Music. She put out a video. She crocheted Jerry a scarf. It was really nice. I thought she did a great job. I'm trying to see who. Well, yes, we are having bad weather conditions until Saturday. Wintry mix. It said a couple inches of ice, then snow. Oh goodness, y'all be careful, Robin. Get some cleats. And wear some cleats so you can crunch in the snow, grab into the ice. You might have to walk like a soldier. You know, going up and down with your knees. Let me see. We haven't had any frost yet, but this weekend temps are dropping to the low 30s. Yeah, I know. Our weather things haven't caught up to what the people on YouTube rather say. So let's see here. 36 now feels like 33. Low is 34. Now tomorrow is supposed to be 61. So it's supposed to be warm. Then a low of 38. Saturday, a high of 44. Then a low of 38. Then Sunday, 63, a low of 29. Monday, a high of 36, a low of 18. Tuesday, 23, and a low of 20. Then Wednesday, a high of 30, low 17. But that's not like what even Ryan Hall and them, because I look at him and then, Weatherman Plus and them, and they're saying our lows. So Monday is a chance of frozen mix because the low is supposed to be 21. But this hasn't caught up because they're saying like our highs like maybe in the teens or something like that. So I'm like, y'all need to get with it. It's a little bit of a warm up and then it'll cool down again and everything and then all that good stuff. Or not 8 or don't you like this little typing keyboard on her phone that just does whatever it wants to do? And then even when I type on the computer, it's like I didn't type that. I have to hit the backspace and fix it and everything. I'm like, oh my goodness, really? Where all these letters come from? I think I said they're going to take down the tree next week. I don't know. That always changes too. Whenever they take it down, they take it down. So, we can keep it in the basement until March. I'd be fine. Because I think by then it'll be snow. A lot of snow. Like I said, it depends on who you look at and what they say the models are trending and everything. Well, they said something about us having ice sometime this weekend or something. I don't know. I was just going to make sure that we are ready for anything. It's, especially when it gets cold. Now, like I said, I took the sheet that I had, that flannel sheet, down from the front door because it's warm and I don't need that up there. Weather in Washington State. Weather conditions for Colville. Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the south at 7 miles per hour. The current humidity is 84%. See, that's 40 is comfortable. Not cold, not too cold, and not too hot. Weather for Quakertown. Conditions are fair with a temperature of 27 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from north-northwest to 6 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 46%. The weather for Lincoln Village. Conditions are mostly cloudy with a temperature of 36 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from east at 5 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 81%. So, yeah. And then a couple of people I follow on Instagram. I think Old Hippie Homestead has a YouTube channel. They used to, or some. They live up in the mountains of California, and they were getting torrential rain. Oh my goodness! She did a clip and everything. She goes, "Look at this!" And it's like minutes. I mean, they had like inches of rain in their yard, inches of water. It's like, oh my goodness. So they call that the Pineapple Express because it's coming from where Hawaii is and everything. And just comes on up. And it's raining in California with the winds up to 40 miles per hour. Snow in the Sierras. Yeah, they were talking about this, and not just inches, but feet. Like 15 feet of snow, I'm just like, oh, just sing 3 feet over this way, I want 3 feet over here. So, where my son works, he would be considered an essential employee. It's like, because 3 feet of snow like that and everything, they caught, let's say, level 3, and everything shuts down. You're not supposed to be at work, and the work's supposed to shut down and everything too. So nothing goes. Not the postal service, not UPS, not FedEx, or nothing. Everything is closed. Yes, heavy snow, and the LA is flooded in some of the low spots. I believe it. Heavy snow, 15 inches in LA. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. Hey, Miss Karma, how you doing? Merry Christmas. I showed your card and the hook, so I showed that the other night, but I showed it again tonight. I read the card, and then Yeah, the book is over there. I was showing everybody what I got. I'm taking a minute off of that blanket. And then, so let's see here. So when it talks about, this is the book I got for Christmas, The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. So we'll go through, talk about the herbs that she has here. Right. And she talks introduction, how to harvest herbs, how to dry herbs, encapsulating powder herbs, herbal water infusions, cold and hot methods, teas, decoctions, oil infusions, salve making, tinctures and extracts, double extractions, distillation, medicinal syrups, poultices, how to make a field poultice, how I manage, and it's, I'll read this to y'all. So how I manage multiple sclerosis, Nicole Apelian. I do a lot to manage multiple sclerosis. This page is also available with product links for your convenience at www.nicoleapelian.com. And it's NicoleApelian.com. I believe that a lot of this information can be extrapolated for other autoimmune conditions as well. I'm hurting tonight, but blessed. Amen. The first thing I did was get an IgG food sensitive test to see how I need to alter my diet for optimum health. Let's have to go back and look. So they did the IgE. Okay. So I don't eat gluten. I also stick to a low sugar diet with few processed foods. I alternate an anti-inflammatory diet with a ketogenic diet and practice intermittent fasting. This works well for me. For some, a modified paleo diet is ideal. I find that adding fresh ground flax seeds into my diet is helpful. I have progressive multiple sclerosis, though it is not currently progressing! Exclamation point. Diet is really important in managing MS and health in general. Now, I do know I use my flax seeds. Flax seeds is good for like lubricating your joints. Now, this is what I learned when I worked at GNC, plus all my classes I've been doing and everything. And that helps. You can put it on your cereal, or you can make some energy bars with it. I add it to my bread. Y'all know, I add that to my bread all the time because it's a good source of fiber. Let's see here. Diets. Okay, so here's some of the things I incorporate into my MS management in addition to diet. I give great gratitude daily, and I try to stay in the present moment the best I can. This is very important. The mind-body connection is huge. So I don't know what her beliefs are. But even as a non-Christian scientist, biologist, whatever, they are finding what we already know through the Bible, the mind and body connection. I spend time in nature daily. Nature connection is a big piece of total health for me. Now, this is her talking, not me. I spend time away from media and carry a personal anti-EMF device, and I have another one for my home. I take these specific vitamins and herbal remedies. So she takes a high dose of biotin and alpha lipic acid. Personally, she takes 100 milligrams of biotin 3 times a day. So 300 milligrams a day total that's for progressive MS. 4,000 units of vitamin D drops, omega-3s, and incorporate these into her diet. Multivitamin plus calcium and magnesium blend. TRU, niagen, Nicotine Nicotinamide. Robicide. Probiotics. Vitamin B12 if her levels get low. So for preventing general illnesses, which causes the dreaded immune response, then that causes MS to flare up. I rely on my healing trinity of elderberry tincture, using spray, and first aid salve. You can make all of them using the information in this book. Yeah, in her classes, she talks about the mushrooms that she made. She goes, the 3 tinctures that she uses daily for MS are lion's mane tincture. Lion's mane is known to boost mental functioning and stimulate nerve growth factor. Study shows great potential for myelination and regeneration of nerves. Reishi mushroom tincture. She makes this tincture as a double extraction. She takes this daily as reishi mushrooms are adaptogens, which help us deal with negative effects of stress, address issues such as inflammation, depleted energy levels, damaged blood vessels, and various types of hormonal imbalances. Reishi has been shown to have neuroprotective effects, and because of autoimmune illnesses are anti-inflammatory in nature, I also take it for its anti-inflammatory properties. Now, the stuff I've been looking at and researching and pulling up and everything, they're coming out that they're finding out more and more that I love things like what she just said. Autoimmune is from inflammatory stuff. Turkey tail mushrooms, dual extracted tincture. I always make all my products with locally sourced and organic ingredients. It works well for a leaky gut, as turkey tail has prebiotics that helps balance the digestive system and helps with candida overgrowth. It has also been shown to be a great cancer preventative and anti-inflammatory and more. So she goes, I keep the leaky gut at bay. Plantain tinctures work well for me as this does turkey tail and probiotics. I do make a leaky gut tincture, which can be found in my apothecary, and drink organic bone broth for my gut. I keep internal inflammation down with my reishi mushroom tincture and turmeric. Wishing you the best on your health journey. For more information and links to everything I discussed, please see www.nicoleapelian.com. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. It's just like, wow. She had, I think she has a video out about what, her being in a wheelchair and everything. I can't remember how many months or whatever it took. She started, because she is a biologist. Let's see here. She has, okay, she is an herbalist, a mother, a survival skills instructor, an anthropologist, and a biologist. She graduated with a degree in biology from McGill University in Canada and has her master's degree in ecology from the University of Oregon. She earned her doctorate through Prescott College while working as an anthropologist and ethnobotanist in Botswana. She is the author of A Reference Guide to Surviving Nature, Outdoor Preparation and Remedies. And then give the website to go to. So, yeah, she knows her stuff. So this book has got, I want to say, Agrimony. Agrimony. I do not know how to pronounce that word. Anastasia, she'll sit there, how you spell blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And we start spelling out, and then it comes up. She goes, I got it. I said, okay. Then she has some word she'll say, and I'm like, okay, I've never heard of that word. We've got to look it up. And they come up with words all the time. So aloe vera, hyssop, ashwagandha. I cannot take that because I would have to get my notebook out. It was something she said. I don't know if she said if you have fibromyalgia or something other, don't take it. Do I have that book out? The herb is generally believed to be safe and has extensive history use. However, there are no long-term studies on the safety, and long-term use may make it more likely side effects be experienced. Consult your doctor and watch for side effects when using ashwagandha over the long term. Um, yeah, it was something I can't if it's still on the same lines with the dandelion or something else. I can't use it. Black Eyed Susan, bone set, borage, bottle gourd. How about that? Y'all who grow gourds, if you grow bottle gourd, it's pretty cool. It says some medicinal uses. The plant is mainly used for blood sugar control in diabetics, but I know of healers who use it as a heart tonic and a sedative. Research, research, research. It's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antibacterial, pain relieving, and tonic for internal organs. Yeah, research, research, research. Cabbage. Oh, well, that's another herb, and that's actually a food. Cabbage, the not common cabbage, is familiar to gardeners across the country, but many don't realize how valuable it is as a medicinal plant. The plant is a biennial or perennial, forming a round head that can reach up to 8 feet when fully mature. Okie dokie. Most cabbages are harvested long before they reach such a size. It is the Bracelets mustard family. Yeah, I can say that word. So we ought to identify a cabbage, but the leaves are gray with thick stem. Yellow flowers with 4 petals appear in the spring. The leaves form a head during the late summer of the first year. Cabbage can also be reddish, purple, green, or white. All varieties have the health-giving benefits detailed below. So edible for use, medicinal use, massages and painful up top from nursing mothers. Soothing effects for wounds, legs, ulcers, joint pain, arthritis, and skin cancers. Um, we'll read this part she says in here. But this cabbage leaves work well to clean wounds and prevent infection. They're also useful in reducing swelling and painful joints and treating skin tumors. Chop the leaves and crush them to release the healing-giving juices and heat them in a very small amount of water. Apply the leaves as a poultice over the affected area. The cabbage detoxifies the skin and underlying tissue, prevents bacterial growth, and reduces inflammation. Well, how about that? We all thought it was as good for just to eat. Intestinal problems, diabetes. Sauerkraut juice mixed with a little lemon juice may help people control their blood sugars. Sauerkraut juice stimulates digestion and the pancreas. Oh, cool. Or it's good for constipation, especially with sauerkraut. That it's the greens. You eat your greens. It helps with all that stuff. The recipe. Oh, here's her recipe for sauerkraut. Large equipment, large glass jar or a crock. I prefer using a fermentation crock, but a glass jar will work. A fermentation rate or a plate that fits in the container. A large bowl or tub for mixing. Plate or tray. Ingredients. For 1 gallon, 4 liters of sauerkraut. 1 large head of cabbage shredded fine with a few large leaves from the outside of the cabbage, 3 tablespoons of pickling salt, and 1 tablespoon of caraway seeds optional. Shred the cabbage finely and add 2 tablespoons of the salt. Let the cabbage stand for 10 minutes to draw out juices. Knead the cabbage for 10 minutes or more to bruise it and release more juices. Add the remaining salt and the caraway seeds. Pack the cabbage into a large glass or crock and add the juices. Cover the top of the shredded cabbage with the whole cabbage leaves. Add a weight to the top of the cabbage to keep it beneath the liquid. Fermenting crocks are used fermenting weights, but a clean plate or another dish can be used. Cover the container with its lid. Place the container in a cool spot on a tray or plate to catch any spills. Leave the cabbage overnight and check it the next day to make sure that all the cabbage is submerged in liquid and skim off any scum that forms. Continue checking the sauerkraut every other day for 4 weeks. Transfer the sauerkraut to the refrigerator and use within 6 months. Sauerkraut can be canned for longer storage. However, I believe this destroys some of the beneficial enzymes as well as the live culture. I recommend using the sauerkraut with live culture. So that's what she said. I should say she recommends instead of saying me. I'm just reading out of the book. So yeah, I love sauerkraut. I like making my own. Oh, let's see here. Turn it off for the night. She has calendula, California poppy, Carolina geranium, chamomile, they got the blue. It's called a butterfly pea flower tea. When they looked at the ingredients a while back, but they couldn't. Anyway, the other day they were making tea. So this was Tuesday. They were making tea, and for some reason my daughter-in-law looks at the ingredients. She goes, "Well, I found out why we get so sleepy after drinking this tea because they drink it in the morning and everything. And here they are drowsy or whatever." She goes, "It's got." She starts reading the ingredients, chamomile and everything, and it has passion flower in it. So they're talking and everything. I let them finish. I said, "Well, y'all got a double dose." Because I said, passion flower does the same thing. It just helps with the sleep aid. We got chickweed, chicory. Oh man, I was so disappointed because I can't use that either. It says chicory can cause dermatitis in some people, and also cause skin irritations and rashes in some people if taken internally. Avoid chicory during pregnancy. It can stimulate menstruation. Chicory can interfere with beta blocker drugs for the heart. But chicory is also along the family of the Aster Daisy family. So I was getting the it's called CFM or something like that. It's chicory coffee, chicory within the coffee. I was like, ah, I mean, it's so good, but I couldn't figure out, that made me tired and probably some of the other issues. I was like, what? So chives, comfrey, common flax, couch grass, dandelion, dill. So yeah, dandelion is so yeah, in the same plants as ragweed, chrysanthemum, marigold, yarrow, and daisy. Okay, that's good to know. Dock, D-O-C-K. Echinacea, eclampane, E-L-E-C-A-M-P-A-N-E, Evening primrose. Oh, that is such a beautiful flower. It opens up at sunset. And it does. It takes exactly 6 minutes for it to open up all the way from it being closed and it opens. I filmed that one night and everything, and it's so pretty. You got pink ones and you have yellow ones. Fennel, which I tried to grow last year, I'm going to try to grow again next year. I mean, this year. I'm going to try to grow again next year. Few. I think I have that. Garlic, goldenrod, greater burdock, henbane, Henbane, holy basil, hops, horseradish, Jerusalem artichoke. I would like to try to grow one of those just so I can see what it tastes like. Lady's thumb, lamb's quarter, lavender, leeks, lemon balm. Now, I know my lemon balm can grow because it grew. It went but that tall, and I've see I had that lemon balm, the thyme, and the stevia. And the thyme tasted like motor oil, but the lemon balm and the stevia taste just like they were supposed to. Lemon balm and stevia. So I think it must have been just those seeds. Lemon thyme, lemon verbena, Berbena, licorice root, lovage, lungwort. I feel like I'm looking at Baker Creek's catalog. I got that too. Mallow, marshmallow, meadow rue, milk thistle, Mormon tea. I've never heard that. Motherwort, mullein. Now, I ran out of my mullein, so I need to order some more of that. Actually, that really did help. Yeah, it tastes better warm than it does cold. But I planted some mullein out front, and I planted some out here in the back. Not in one of the containers, just in the mulch, just to see if it would grow. I don't know what it tastes like, but Jerusalem artichoke has beautiful flowers. Oh, that'd be awesome. See, oregano, an ox-eye daisy. I love those flowers, you know. You pull them out. He loves me not. He loves me not. You know, I always supposed to get to the point when he goes, he loves me. Peppermint, plantain, prickly pear, cactus. Oh, look for the bare necessities. The simple bare necessities. Forget about your worry and your strife. Prunella vulgaris. That's self-heal is what that is. I have some from Teresa. That was those paper forward airplane games we played in high school. Yeah. Yeah. And a prickly pear, the Jungle Book, and Baloo singing to, not Bagheera singing to the man cub. No, Baloo, the bear. Look for the Bare necessities. Purslane. Now I can grow purslane. That grows wild around here. Every time they cut grass or whatever, it gets in my containers. I can grow that and no problem. I'm not saying that word because it's going to come out really weird. It's Pulsatilla. There we go. Purslane. Yep, another one of those backyard weeds that is underappreciated, but is usually considered a weed as an excellent ground cover, vegetable, and medicine. She loves to eat it in a salad. It has a salty, sour flavor that adds variety with the taste and texture. Yeah, that word, purslane family, and it's also common purslane, pigweed, little hogweed, verdolaga, or red root. Yeah, that grows like I don't know what around here. Like I'm not trying to grow that. And her warning says purslane is considered safe to eat in large portions without any side effects. I don't know about that. Red clover. Now we do have that grows. That grows wild over here in the field. That means red rover, send so and so over. Y'all remember those games? Rosemary, Queen Anne's lace, which looks like and she tells you how to identify it. What's that other one? Oh, here it is. Make sure your identification before consuming any herb. Remember, Queen Anne has hairy legs. Sage, sheep sorrel, skullcap, St. John's wort, stinging nettle. I cannot take stinging nettle. Oh my goodness. What happened was because stinging nettle is helpful for lowering blood pressure. And I didn't think about that. But yeah, when I went, oh my goodness, went to the hospital or something. What was it? I thought it wasn't the allergist. It was something else. I can't remember what it was. And OBGYN. They got 89 over. It was like 60 or something. Oh, you got great blood pressure. I'm like, no, that's too low. Oh no, that's not too low. I'm like, oh yes it is. I have a pacemaker. That's so low. Fenugreek equals purslane. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I did not know that. That is good to know. Do you have it in here? No, she doesn't have it in here. Oh, okay, cool. That's good to know. So I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, because I couldn't figure out why almost every afternoon I've had to lay down and, kind of like lightheaded and everything. And I figured out, I was like, oh, so I came home. I got to think, what am I taking and everything, and looked it up. And I was like, okay, I got to start taking this. Stinging nettle grows everywhere on our property. They have become almost invasive. Yeah, it can be. And I was just like, couldn't I figure out, because it's good for information. That's what I was using it for. And arthritis, But yeah, it dropped my blood pressure. I was like, oh, wow. Well, but see, that's why I try things for like 30 to 60 days. Sometimes you just got to try it to see what kind of effect it's going to have. So I was like, nope, I can't take that. So I will find something else to take. Sweetgrass, sweet marjoram, or marjoram, however you want to say it. Thorn apple. Now that did grow also, but it was underneath my banana pepper, so it didn't get the sun or anything like it should. But it did. That did grow. So I'm like, cool. Thorn apple, thyme, valerian root, violets. How about that? White mustard, wild lettuce. Now, Teresa at Stringfield Woods Farm, they have wild lettuce that grows on their property, and they've got uh, foraging foraging videos on their channel and everything. Wild teasel, woolly lamb's ear. That's pretty cool. Woolly lamb's ear was used in World War II as a field dressing for wounds on the battlefield. It is easy to cultivate in the garden in full sun. It is also known as woolly wound wart, woolly botany, and silver carpet. Yeah, it's in the and it's in the mint family. That's pretty cool. Yarrow, and that's such a pretty flower. But so she says, do not eat yarrow or take yarrow tea during pregnancy. Some people are allergic to yarrow. Do not use it if you're allergic to plants in the aster or daisy family. If you develop a rash or any irritation occurs, do not use before surgery. I think that was with what the ashwagandha is, something like that. And then she does forests, scrublands, and woodlands. See, Amanthus, I don't know how to say that. American ginseng, angelica, arnica, cordifolia, heartleaf of arnica. Arnica, that's what it is. I couldn't say it the first time. I said it the second time. Berry, arrowleaf, balsam root, bee balm, aswagati. Oh, so bee balm or OSWEGOT. Black cohosh, bleeding heart. Oh, those are pretty flowers. Those are ones that hang down and look like a heart. Bloodroot, blue cohosh, butterbur, California buckwheat, cardinal flower, cat's claw, meow, cleavers or bedstraw. I tried cleavers tea one time and it just didn't do right. So let's see here. I don't see any warnings on that. Nope. Club moss, colt's foot. Oh, I wonder if that's what that is up there. Because that's exactly what that. All right, everybody knows up there in the front. All right, this one right here on my fingers. That's exactly what that looks like out there in front. And we thought it was burdock. So I'm wondering if that's what that is instead. But it's the Aster Daisy family. So I still can't use it. But it's pretty. It covers the ground. Colt's foot is in the Aster Daisy family and is closely related to butterbur. As a native to Eurasia, but is naturalized in the U.S. and Canada, it's also known as cockwort, podbell, and son before the father. Coltsfoot is a rather unusual perennial. The flowers look like dandelion, but they appear early in April and die before the leaves appear. It grows between 4 and 6 inches tall and is usually found in open areas with disturbed soil. Because we have burdock that grows behind us, I mean, that stuff gets really tall and it has the purple flower. This thing that had no flower to it, no nothing. And it didn't, it stayed there until we had the first snow. The snow in the first snow of this month, back in December 2nd. Then it finally just. And that's like with the bells of Ireland. They're still hanging in there, even though half of it's not surviving. You know what? They did have flowers. But I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look through the videos. Because I got mad at the grass cutting people because he kept cutting it. The top of the leaf is smooth while the underside is covered with white downy hairs. Leaves at the top of the plant are green, while those closer to the ground are white or grayish in color. See, I think that is it because I looked at that one time. I thought it was burnt and it was the leaf, but it was grayish in color. I have to look at it. So here's the flowers that grow with it. So I have to go back and look. False hellebore, Hellebore. And false Solomon's heel, false unicorn root, fire reed, Chimerian, golden seal, horsetail, kudzu. Whoever thought kudzu would be medicinal? All that stuff grows in South Carolina, like I don't know what. It says edible. The leaves, vine tips, flowers, and roots are all edible. The vine stems are not. The roots contain starch and can be roasted and eaten like potatoes, or dried and powdered to make a starch much like cornstarch. The flowers make a delicious jelly. Well, that's nice to know, but I'm still not eating no kudzu. Indian tobacco, jewelweed, maidenhair fern, male fern, May apple, mugwort, osha, OSHA, osha. Parrot's beak. Oh, that's a cool looking flower. Or whatever it is. Let's see if I got the right. Yeah, there you go. It's called parrot's beak. That's really cool. In Japan, they make tea with kudzu. They also make baskets. Yeah, with them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That stuff is terrible in North Carolina and Alabama too. I know. But I guess if you grow it yourself, I don't know. This is really weird. Partridge berry. And a partridge in a pear tree. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. Tepsovia, or princess pine. Okay. Red raspberry, red root, New Jersey tea, Rhodolia rosea, or golden root, Solomon's seal, stone root or rich reed, Richweed, Spanish moss. And she talks about how to use that. We always thought Spanish moss was good for just making flower arrangements. Yeah, I can see baskets. Yes, they take over everything. Kazoo, that is. Beautiful flower. Yes, it's beautiful flower. Oh my goodness, that stuff, man. Wow. Unicorn root, wild comfrey, wild ginger, wild strawberries, wild yam, wintergreen, wormwood, yellow jasmine, herba santa, and that was that. And then the trees and shrubs, and it has tree leaves and the different leaves and what they look like and everything, which is pretty cool. And from oak adder, hazel lilac, black chokeberry, ginkgo biloba, aspen, birch, liquid, the bar, willow, elm, hawthorn, poplar, linden, hornbeam, and hornbeam. That's pretty cool. So yeah, now she has American basswood, ash, balsam fir, and a partridge and a pear tree, balsam poplar, bayberry and wax myrtle, bilberry, birch, betula spp, black crowberry, black walnut, eastern, blue and black elderberry. I would love to make my own elderberry syrup again. Burning bush, western, Sarah sagrada, chaparral, cottonwood. Now I'm allergic to cottonwood. Chokeberry, so it just like looks like snow in the springtime. Cranberry, I love cranberries. Devil's Club. Oh, that's what I wanted to do tonight. I forgot. We'll do it tomorrow night. We'll take the peel of the tangerines, nectarines that I have in there, and I'll put it in the little crock pot, and I'll crush those cranberries up and show y'all how to make a simmering crock pot. I'll say diffuser or whatever to make your house smell good. Dogwood, hardy kiwi, hawthorn, honey locust. Okay, that's the most weirdest thing I've ever seen, but that's what she says. That's a honey locust. Oh my goodness. Horse chestnut. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by choir. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase from kids 21 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. Juniper, meadowsweet, moringa, organic grape. And I have tried a moringa, and that didn't help me at all. Now, Oregon grape. Organic grape. Oregon grape. Quaking aspen. Red elderberry. Red alder. Or elder. Red mulberry. Here we go on the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go on the mulberry bush. So early in the morning. One is making me jittery. Not for me. I know. Yeah. Sassafras. I'm going to get some sassafras and make some sassafras tea. So palmetto slippery elm. Sugar maple. Western red cedar. White pine. In her classes, she does show you how to take the pine needles and the pine cones and do stuff with it, which is pretty interesting. White sage, white willow. Oh, we had a white willow tree. Well, we had one of those in my mom's yard. We would climb that. She got so mad at us. Because there was just one branch you could climb and actually slide down it. And you hold on to it, you slide down it like a slide. We got caught, oh boy. Wild rose. Witch hazel. And then mushrooms and lichens. So the chaga mushroom. Yeah, I would always buy this. I would never go out and forage it because I don't know what it looks like. Lion's mane. Lugwort lichen, reishi mushroom, turkey tail mushroom, Uzna lichen. She talks about that. I guess so. That's what that looks like. The Uzna USNEA lichen or however you say it. And the water-loving plants are cattails. See them all. Used to see them all the time. Cocoa plum, duckweed, watercress, water plantain, restaurant skunk cabbage. Alrighty. And then household remedies are like activated charcoal, bleach, boric acid, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, diatomaceous earth, Epsom salts, potassium, Listerine, raw honey, and then turmeric. So lots and lots of information in this book. So it's like, so that's part of my goals for 2026 is taking the classes, getting moringa. Yeah. It didn't do anything for me. It just not only made me. I just didn't see it the way it didn't. Yeah, it just didn't. Let's just say it like that, right? And then where's my blanket? Right here. Found all kinds of things. So, all right. So for goals of 2026, during the classes, during the Hillsdale College classes, with the gardening, I we'll start planning the garden. Oh, yes, we see. maybe next week or something. But one night I want to pull out everything, all the crafts and everything I have to show you because I want to sit there and get those done too because I have all those cross stitch books I have over there. I have the quilt books over there. Um, because there was stuff I wanted to do, but I was trying to crochet, use up all that yarn and crochet. Just like I still have to, y'all see, I do some, I set it down. It's just because when my hands were the way they were. Oh, that's what I want to show y'all. I found the pictures. Hold on. When I had the big flare of alpha. Yes, I've been thinking I need to get all my garden stuff organized already. I know. All right, so this was when my hands were at the worst. And this is what they look like. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you this is what they look like before I did the Daniel fast. So when I did the Daniel fast, that's when they all cleared up. But I found the pictures. Let's see. And I'm just like, I told everybody I would show you all the pictures of what my hands look like. So if you're squeamish, I'm sorry. If you don't want to look, that's fine. But that was my hands and fingers all split and everything. Of course, let's see. Yeah, this side is my left hand. This side is my right hand. This side is my right hand. Whoops. Hit the wrong button. Oh, come on. I don't want to do this. So, and this was my left hand. So it was split right in the middle. So this hand was split right here up the middle. Well, right there is where carpal tunnel surgery is. So if I had gone to the doctor at the time my hands were like that, they would not have done any surgery whatsoever. So, and then after you go through all that, and then the symptoms and the signs and everything, and it's like, okay, so the little bumps that I have shown y'all, it's like to me, there's clear like liquid in it, and then they burst and they would peel, but it would be, in clumps all over my hands. My right hand, I was showing y'all, that was split right through here and through my fingers, and that's why I had the white gloves. I had to wear those because I couldn't grab anything, I couldn't do anything with it, and my daughter-in-law kept saying it's psoriasis. I said, this is not psoriasis. I know what psoriasis looks like. And I was just like, nope, it's not psoriasis. I knew better because I got everything. So I do have the CeraVe psoriasis lotion because I think, and it burned like I don't know what. Oh my goodness, it burns so bad. I have Lubriderm. I use that. I use the Vino. Every single lotion you could think of. And I was like, something's missing somewhere along the line. So I kept on searching, and I was like, when I saw this one, I was like, reading says, with 3 essential spermicides, bilberry and urea. Now that's just the red one for diabetics, but the blue one has basically the same thing in it. And I was like, okay, I know what bilberry does. I know what urea does. And I was looking at they're talking about the 3 essential spermicides. So I looked all that up and everything. So you got the blue one. So I said, get the blue one for me. And my hands, it's like, as soon as I put it on, my hands just soaked it up. So between that and putting the gloves on and then doing the Daniel fast, I cleared up. Now the Daniel fast I did at that time, no meat. But 21 to 30 days, I think I did 30 days. For a month, I did no meat. I did vegetables and my beans and everything. And when it's week by week, it's like, and my son kept saying, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. I said, you got to have faith. I said, you got to believe and have faith. In 30 days, my hands were back to normal. And I was looking at videos doing a playlist, and I was looking at the ones talking about my hands because I had it on the phone, the picture on the phone. I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. This is giving me a headache. So I was like, okay, take the SD cards out. You get the little thing that you put it on the computer and you go through. And I'm like, that felt like it was taking for a long time. And of course, the last one I looked at is the last one I needed because I found the picture. You know what I'm saying? Will it be in the last place you look at? I was like, well, yeah, because once you found it, you don't have to look for it no more. So I was like, so I'm like, I'll never, ever. Oh my goodness, it was so painful. Did you try Eucerin cream? They prescribed. I tried every single thing, everything, and none of the other ones worked, except the CeraVe. It was painful, and I cried. I cried myself to sleep every single night for from the fall of 2017 to, I want to say, the summer of 2020, maybe the summer of 21, somewhere around there. For a year or so, at least a couple of years, I know I cried myself to sleep, especially when it was from 2019, May 2019, when all the stuff started going on, and I was wearing the gloves, and it had flared, and then it calmed down, and then May of 2019 to the summer of 2020, it was like that, and we could not figure out what was going on until that day in the kitchen, and I was, yeah, for that long, I cried myself to sleep every single night, and I felt so bad because I felt like I was worth nothing. I couldn't do anything with my hands. You know, they come home and sometimes they work 10, 12 hours a day. I did my best to cook and everything. Sometimes they had to cook. I was teaching Anastasia and everything, and, cook for her and cook for me and breakfast and lunch. And, I still did YouTube doing all that, and nobody knew. And I was like, Laura just kept saying, don't say nothing. Just keep on going. Don't say anything. Keep on going. Just don't say anything. Keep on going. So, and I did. And so, like I was telling y'all one night, it was on the Bible study. I was standing in the kitchen, and we just had a roast, or we just had hamburgers, and I was fixing roast, or vice versa. But anyway, and I'm like, I wonder if that's it. And I was like, the best way I can explain this is like Misha and I in her truck, and me tapping her on her shoulder and going, that's the problem, that right there. Mm. I mean, it was just that audible. The tap, I could still feel the tap on my shoulder, and the Holy Spirit going, there's a problem right there. And I kind of looked, I'm like, who said that? And it was that audible. And I'm like, okay. So that's when I had started researching. I was like, okay, what do I need to do? And just sometimes when you look and you don't even, not looking for it, but you think about it, and it's like, oh, and you pull up, especially on the computer or your laptop, whatever, or even on the phone, and you pull up something and you're just thinking, and like all of a sudden all the stuff you were thinking about is right there. I'm like, okay, that's only the Lord, because I was like, how am I going to do this? And all of a sudden, the Daniel fast just starts showing up, and I'm just like, okay, Lord. So then I start looking, and that's where I found the biblical nutritionist and everything. And I was like, start, because I couldn't write. I couldn't even pick up my pen to write. It's like I couldn't write. I couldn't type on the computer. Um, Holding this was like holding it like this, and with the glove and barely. So I was like, all right. So I was just like, who are you kidding? Nancy hearing voices. I think the first time. Believe me, it's not the first time I've heard voices. And so I was like trying to write. So you hold the pen like this. I hold the pen like this, and I'm writing. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I still have all those notebooks, and sit down. It's like, okay, this is what I need on the grocery list, and that's all the greens, that spinach and mustard greens and kale and cabbage, and making my own sauerkraut and and turnips instead of potatoes. And in 30 days, it was like it never happened. And that's why Amy Fuel, which I got her book, I contacted her because she's in Virginia, and I followed her channel for years. And I messaged her, and she was good. She's, oh my goodness, she does a lot of stuff. But she did email me back or message me back. She goes, yeah, sent her the pictures. She goes, that's exactly what it is. Her husband has the same thing, all from a tick bite. Okay. Misha, here's how God works in numbers. From July, August of 2017 to when I realized what it was in 2020. And then when I went to the doctor in 2024 and did the blood work, they said I didn't have it. So now some people say it will go away if you don't constantly eat what aggravates it. And then some people say it doesn't go away. So I've had it since 7/17. Now the two allergists I go to have gone to, they say just don't eat the meat. Don't eat what aggravates it. Or you might be intolerant to it, but just don't eat it. So it's like, you are kidding me. So Cynthia from Cynthia Crafts and More and I talk, and she goes, her doctor said that she has like a shellfish allergy, but it never shows up on the blood work. She goes, and there are times, she goes, there are people who have the allergy and it will not show up on the blood work. I'm just like, you are kidding me. But they look at you like you're lying or something or another, because I'm like, I know what happens. I know what my body does. All right, let me see here. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what test they did. Oh, it was funny. A couple months ago, I kept going, y'all smell cigarettes. Hell, y'all smell nothing. You must be smelling stuff. Something wrong. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong. I know when I smell cigarettes. So, like last month or so. They gone grocery shopping or something that they were doing. Okay, Anastasia, what's going on? She goes, oh, they had sprayed stuff in Anastasia's carton. I'm like, what's this on your carton? Because it smells nice and everything. She goes, they smell cigarettes. It's coming through the vents. I said, it's from next door. So when somebody's outside in the back, they smoke. Well, that's our unit right there. So, you know, if it kicks on, it pulls in the outside air. It's like, oh, come on, people. Stop with this thing of smoking cigarettes. But next door smokes cigarettes, so we smell it. And I was just like, can't come tell Mom, you were right. You smell it, I smell it too. Oh, like, ah. All right, so let's get back down here. So, okay, so they did the IgE and glucose alpha 1 3 IgE, and it was normal. All right, so A-gal associated meat allergy is a recently described syndrome in which individuals who have been bitten by ticks of the Oxidaea family become sensitized to the carbohydrate determinant galactose, galactose, A1 3 galactose, A-gal. So that's where they get the alpha gal from A/gal. The resulting IgE antibodies react with the A-gal antitypes on mammal meat, resulting in an allergic reaction, and in some cases anaphylaxis after eating meat or gelatin. A distinctive feature of this allergy is a delayed onset of symptoms, which occurs 2 to 6 hours after eating the meat. The delayed symptom onset is thought to reflect the appearance of a glycolipid A-gal myotites, which are believed to be involved in the allergic reaction in the bloodstream. So, just, wonderful. you know? All right, so then they have, that was that one, 2024. All right, so that was June of 2025. Then I had it again in April of 2025, and it says the same thing. Value 0.10, normal. Then they did the IgE for pork. That's normal. Then he did a beef allergen, a beef IgE, class 0. So that was supposed to be normal. And then they did the soy in July of 2025. That's normal. So it's like something else is going, why can't y'all figure it out? Stop going by the test because I need to do so. Alrighty. Good night, Heather. Yeah, Merry Christmas. And I can't stand people smoking either. It's just like a nasty. See, that's that mind sensory reaction because you know what it smells like. And so that's like when you taste stuff, just the same thing and everything. So I was like, ugh. So I had the test done, but I still, so I meant to show y'all Heather when she left. So I'll show y'all again tomorrow night. This has gone down a lot. Well, I haven't been eating ground beef, and I haven't been eating pork. Well, the only pork we they get is bacon. Excuse me, regular bacon. And oh my goodness, that smells so good. They fixed bacon this morning. I was like, but here's the thing. When they fix bacon and, bacon grease and all fills everything, I cough. It's like my body's going, you've had it in your body. I'm like, I'm not eating it, but I'm coughing. So, oh God, my son, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Just keep on cooking. Be all right. So I've got turkey bacon. So tomorrow night on Cooking Dairy Free and Alpha Gall, I found this appetizer that uses water chestnuts and bacon. So I'll be doing that. I'll be doing, I'm going to try to do 2 30-minute meals in an hour on the cooking channel. Because I was like, okay, we're going to always see what can you cook in 30 minutes to have a meal, not like they do on TV. Because we know all that now, how that works. So I want to come up with something that, would be a good meal, not something that's like, say it's like mac and cheese, and instead of you do your noodles and you just throw the cheese on it. And, that's not really a meal. That's just whatever. I mean, it is a meal and it's not a meal, but a 30-minute meal, you think of a meat, a side, and something else. So, like you would have for dinner. So that's my goal tomorrow night, is try to do 2 of those along with those appetizers at the same time. Because I made the turkey sausage balls, and then we made the spinach ones, which was actually made with kale instead of spinach. And I didn't take them out tonight. We had so much that we were eating and everything. And then we had a big piece of apple pie, and I had that cinnamon roll and ice cream. And I was like, well, that'll be good, like appetizer things tomorrow night for me and Anastasia. When we're up, I take her stuff up there to her and everything. And then, yeah, that's the goal for tomorrow night on the cooking channel. And then tomorrow, then once I finish there, I'll do Friday nights over here also. So getting there on the watch hour. So I appreciate everybody helping out. Oh my goodness. And as soon as I get there and we stay at, I think it's like, they say a week, but once I get all the notifications and everything, I'll let y'all know. Striving for the 31st. We may make it. But if not, then that's a good way to start the brand new year, So I've got a couple people who said they'll help with the giveaway, giving things in the giveaway. So, that's really nice. Joy and Donnie, Gail Southern Living, I've got stuff. I don't know if Rebecca want to do any hats or anything. I keep forgetting to ask her. And then, sit there and have fun. And once I get to the 4K hours and we do the celebration, we'll be cooking stuff in the kitchen and everything and have a big old party. Yeah. So that's the plan so far for tomorrow. Do the 2 30-minute meals and make those appetizers within an hour. We'll see what we can do. So that'll go from 10:45 to 11:45 over there. And then I'll start the live here about 11:50. Give that 5 minutes little time in between and everything. as long as, the chat thing did it again. I'm just like, I'm looking to sit there and it keeps going. Something went wrong with the little monkey and the hammer. I was like, come on, YouTube. That's one reason why I stopped doing the stream services things like StreamYard and Restream and all them, because it was just a hassle, and it's just easier for me just to go live through the YouTube thing and make it there. It's like, oh. Night, Carla and Walter. Y'all have a wonderful night. Merry Christmas. And you too, Heather. I think I said Merry Christmas to Heather. Good night, Robin. You have a Merry Christmas too. I'm going to stop here in a few minutes. And everything. But that's what we're doing so far. Saturday night will be Bible study. And I think I was talking about going over goals Saturday night. Yeah, so so Saturday night will be let's see here. Sunday, Saturday, Bible study and goal setting and everything, and then how we can take your favorite verse or verses in the Bible and use them to help with your goals throughout the year. Because I know we can start off strong and I'm gonna get this done and get that done. Then something comes up and that comes up, and then it's like, especially if you do devotions every day or every night, and then all of a sudden, oh no, you got a new grandbaby you taking care of. You're gonna go see the grandbaby you're gonna take care of. and it's like, oh man, I missed this night, or I missed that night, or that got messed up, or the time thing, this, that, and the other. And trying to, how can we stay focused on those goals, and not only doing devotions, but other goals, your craft goals, your sewing, your garden, and everything, amongst everything else you're doing. You got taking care of kids, or taking care of grandkids, or family in general and everything. Because like a lady I saw, oh my goodness, I don't remember her name, but this was back in the 80s, and she goes, there's a pie, and she goes, you divide the pie up, and this person gets this sliver, and that person, and it goes around and everything, and then, or like your spouse gets that much, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, and then the kids, and then the housekeeping, and you go around, you make make lines, and then there's this little sliver left for yourself. I'll never forget that. And so blonde-headed lady, I cannot remember her name. And and she goes, so you really need to learn. She goes, you gotta go back over that pie and look and see, can you delegate stuff to other people so you have a little bit more piece of that pie for yourself? And she goes, she was talking about, she goes, you understand when you have babies and toddlers and everything, little ones, that's different. But now as kids get older, you can delegate things to them. So because you're helping teaching them life skills and everything, so they go out and grow up, get a job and everything. So, but she goes, that was something. And she also, I'll never forget this. She goes, I don't think it was her husband. I don't think it was her husband. It was a family member or something that they didn't get to say goodbye, not goodbye, but say hello to in the morning or something other. I don't want to say it's her husband. It might have been. I don't know. But didn't get to see him in the morning and everything and tell him, love you and all that. And they didn't see him that night because they were in a car accident and passed away. So she said she was a businesswoman, and so she learned then. She goes to tell everybody, "I love you." She goes, no matter what. She goes, she didn't care who it was or whatever. She goes, because you never knew anything, may happen to somebody. So she was on a phone call, business call with a client or associate, whatever, and everything. And they were finishing the call, and she told him, "God bless, love ya," and hung up the phone. And she goes to call, they called back, and the guy goes, "What do you mean when you said love ya?" She goes, "Oh." She goes, "I say that to everybody now." And then she explained to him why and everything. He goes, nobody's ever told me that for a long time. He goes, "It was nice to hear." He goes, "You just made my day." She goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." She said that he said that it really made him think that and was grateful that somebody in the world said love you to you. So that's where I got the God bless, stay safe. Love ya. Love y'all and everything. Because I was just like, people need it. I know I need it. Everybody needs someone to say love you to, friends and family and everything. Um, you know, Sometimes family doesn't say as much as you would like to because they still hold things back from, you know, as parents, we know kids still have, I don't want to say grudges, but things that choices we didn't like or whatever. But, you know, as I tell my son, you apologize for so much and then it's up to them. But you make the right choice at that time with the information that you have. Now, it could not, years later down the road, you can see, well, that wasn't the right choice to make. But you don't know that at the time because you don't have all the information like you do now. So 10 years ago, the decision I made, it may not have been the right one, but let's say 10 years ago, so we go 15 years ago, it may not have been the right one. However, that was the right decision at that time because that was all the information I had at that time. So now I can look back 15 years ago, 25 years ago, and go, well, that was not the best decision to make, but it is what I did. And what we went through is what we went through. And I did the best I could as a single parent. And that's just how I have to look at it because nobody can go back and change the past. There's no time travel machine. There's no much how we want to have one, like Back to the Future, so you could go back and change something and everything. But then if you got to think about it, if you go back and change the past, would your present be the same right now? If you went back and changed the past, made a different decision, go back and tell your younger self, don't make that decision. Would you be where you are right now with where you're at, with the family you have, with what's going on and everything? So I went back and told myself and that's at Sunday and Sunday school, youth group, whatever it was called, we wouldn't have Anastasia right now. So, you got to think about that. Would you have the kids? Would you have your grandkids? Would you have your home? Things like that. You got to think about, I wish I could go back and tell my younger self or this age self not to do this and not to do that and everything. But what are you leaving out? All that time to where you are right now. What would be different right now? What wouldn't be the same? Because y'all, I always think about that and everything. But yeah, that lady, I'll never forget her. I see her face. I don't remember her name. And I've tried to look it up once before. I'll see if I can find it again. But yeah, she goes, she told that guy, love you. And he called her back. So I thought that was sweet, how he said that was, that made his day because ain't nobody told him that in years and everything. So, but yeah, that's why I tell people, love you, text messaging, on Instagram and everything. On here on YouTube, at the end of the descriptions and everything, or somebody's comments, it's God bless, love y'all, and everything. Because, like I said, people need it. And, it helps me know that, whether somebody reads it or not, but I know that I'm saying it. Maybe one day I'll have a special person who say it to me. You just never know. But I know the Lord loves me because He shows me every single day by me waking up. Because, like I was telling Misha, I was like, you talking about hearing voices? Many times I've been laying in bed before my pacemaker. And I could be laying there and somebody yell in my ear. And I've heard that for 52 years. I've had that happen. You mean I'm not special? You are very special, Misha. But they are persuasion. You're very special. I appreciate your friendship too. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, so yeah. I forget what I was saying. Maybe laugh. Oh goodness. Okay, just checking. That's fine. Oh my goodness. You're so funny. Talking about hearing stuff. So I've heard that for 52 years. Every once in a while, it'll be something just yell my name and I'll wake up. And then I was like, when I was younger, I knew. I was like, oh, they need to get up and walk around. Because I could tell people, something's not right. I feel like because I could tell. I would call them spells. I don't know how else to tell it, say the name. I don't know what to call it. But I could sit here, I could be doing something, and I can just feel the blood drain from my head. I had a friend one day in school, 7th grade, in the bathroom. And she goes, Nancy, are you all right? I said, I don't feel so good. She goes, oh my God. I said, I feel like the blood is draining. She goes, you're so white. You're whiter than a ghost and everything. And I passed out on her because I knew what was going on. I was like, just set me on the floor. And they called my mom to come pick me up. You're just trying to get out of class, and you're just trying to do this, and you're trying to do that, you know. So I'm like, whatever. So the only way she knows anything that goes on is if the Lord told her, and when she got to heaven. I don't know, because she passed away in 2010, and our family won't talk or anything. Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah. That's the way. So it's like, okay, you believe whatever you want to believe, that's fine. But when I passed out at home at age 14, because I started at 14, and so hold on, hold on, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Yeah, so yeah, and it wouldn't happen all the time. So no, it was ninth grade. Because ninth grade, I was still at Christian school. and she was eighth grader. Anyway, um, yeah, that's what she said to me. You know, I was trying to get out of class or something or another, and I kept saying no, and it won't. And maybe it was a couple of weeks later, a month later, so I passed out at home. So then they feel like, oh, you are telling the truth. I'm like, I'm not joking. I'm always lying about that. So, oh goodness. So they blamed it on everything, you know, a hormonal thing, you know, that monthly thing going on. Yeah, I had a show, you know. so, so I did that. Then I did it. I did one other time at home within a year, and then I went to the other school, and by that time I knew the signs, knew what was going on if something was going on, and I had told them already at the new school, okay, if this and this happens, then you know I need to either lay down or this is going on. So it was like at lunchtime, and I got up and I grabbed the table, and one of my friends go, "Are you all right?" I was like, "No, I'm so dizzy. I think I'm going to pass out." So part of that is getting up because the neurologist tested this out. Laying down, my blood pressure was one thing. Sitting up, it was something else, and then when I stood up, it was something else, and it was the fluctuation in it would make you dizzy and everything. So I went to the nurse's station or nurse, and I went and laid down. I told him, "You can tell him I'm not going to be in class, and I'll be waiting. You know, you can just come wake me up this amount of time so that way my dad could wake me up." So they were like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I don't know. Nobody wants to, nobody knows what's going on." I went to the doctor several times. Then back then they didn't do all the tests they do now. Because that's what I'm talking about, the right time and the right place with the right doctor. And that's so this is 2025 year, so 24, it's a pacemaker, 23, 22. So 3.5 years ago, we started all the tests and everything because I told him, I said, I want to know. I want to know why I pass out like I do. He goes, all right. So I was talking to a couple other people and I go, Nancy, how long has this doctor known you? I said, well, it's just only since 2017. He goes, he hasn't been your doctor your whole life? I'm like, no. They don't know the whole history of you. You need to write it down. I said, okay, that's what I did. So, did you get sweaty or clammy? Clammy. I didn't get sweaty. It was clammy. Would get clammy. And I knew that. I was like, oh, something's going on. And, so it was up 3 papers. Yeah. Um, so because I put it on the computer, typed it up. It was 3 pages, not paper, 3 pages. So, and then I emailed it to him. I said, because I was supposed to go back in 2 weeks. And he goes, I wish all my patients were like you and just write everything down. And I'm like, well, you don't know me, and I didn't think about it. And I've lived in different states. So you need to know everything as far as I can remember right now. The more I sit there and thought about it, the more I would write things and update them and everything. He goes, I appreciate that. He goes, this gives me a good base of where we need to start, what we need to start, what we need to look at. Because even with the fibromyalgia, when I got diagnosed in 2001, 2002, I said, could that be misdiagnosed for something else? And then that's what the test was really starting to go with, was all that. And then that's when they did the EKG and the EEG and I found all that out. So I was like, that was not fun. That sucker hurts with the EEG because they have to push really hard. She was like, I'm so sorry if I hurt you. I was like, if you don't do your job, how are we going to figure out what's wrong with me? Just keep going. Don't apologize for doing it. She goes, I wish all patients were like you. I'm like, well, we'll muscle cramp. So she was like, it's all right, keep on going. And then the same with the heart doctor. And I was like, every time I go to the hospital, I was like, they go, so I got poke and prod. I'm like, if you don't poke and prod, poke and everything, you're not going to find out why someone has the issues they do, or why this hurts and why that hurts. You got to do what you got to do. Because most of the time, the first time I tell them, I was an EMT for 8 years and I've had medical in all my life. So let's get this done. You're not going to tell me anything surprising that I don't already know. It's one way to make them feel comfortable also. If you know a little bit of medical knowledge, then they're like more relaxed and everything. So, but yeah. So when the cardiologist I saw, I was supposed to go see her to put the loop recorder in, and that was June of 23, and they canceled it. Well, I was on a Discord with a couple of people sewing, and I got up and out I went. Had got me something to eat. I had some rice, and I knew nothing was stuck right through here because I was drinking water and everything. And I was like, I know I'm gonna pass out. Didn't say nothing to anybody, and I got up and out I went. So that I think I have a short or in the post of where the hell this table was over there, and we had a white shelf, and how close I came from hitting the corner of that table. I'm telling you, the Lord had the angels watching over me and laid me perfectly between that table and something else, because if I hit my head on the corner of that table, I probably, who knows what have happened. But it happened to be on a Saturday, I think it was, because Anastasia's mom and dad was working Sunday through Thursday, and they heard it. And then the people I was on the Discord with, they were yelling for Anastasia, and I wasn't answering. And finally, my daughter-in-law got down halfway the steps. Are you okay? And I'm like, finally coming to, I'm like, no, I'm not okay. And my son came around the corner and he freaked out. He goes, you tripped over the cord. I'm like, I did not trip over the cord. So the two ladies that were on the computer they go, no, she didn't. She passed out. He goes, oh, okay. So I'm like in a corner. I've got this arm over me, and I'm like this. I'm like, just pull me out, because I couldn't get my arm to move because it's the shells, my arm, and my head. I said, just pull me out and just lay me on the floor. I can get myself up. He goes, are you sure? He goes, we can call 911. I'm like, no, I'll be all right. So I got myself up, and he goes, I'm quite sure you tripped over that cord on the sewing machine. I'm like, what did the girls tell you? I did not trip over anything. They watched the whole thing. So, yeah, she goes, your heart and your mind are like your gas pedal and your brake, and that's how they talk to each other. So it's fight or flight mode, and sometimes it's stop mode. So you get your adrenaline going because something's going on. Something's happening. Your heart starts beating faster, and your mind is in that fight mode, or like it's like you're gonna be in a car accident and you press on the gas real quick so that you miss something or swerve or something other like that. So that's how that happens. Or flight. You're running away from something that's coming after you because it's going to hurt you. She goes, or it can do this. See something, it panics, and you, like when you slam on brakes to stop hitting an animal or another car, and goes, that's what mine does. It slams on brakes. And when it slams on brakes, it sends a signal to the brain, back to the heart, stop. Something's going on. And that's it. So I saw a lady in our church just pass out one Sunday, and she fell between the the pews, they're close, and she was like right in between those things and landed on the floor. How she never hit her head on that pew, we still do not know. But when people pass out like that, you don't have no control. Hollywood makes it look like it go, like that. Yeah, right. That's a control faint. When someone actually faints, there's no control about it. Out they go, hit the floor. If they hit their head, then they really need to go to the emergency room. I was fortunate that no, because my son kept asking me questions. They kept asking me who I was, date, this, that, and the other. They've all been trained to do that. Yeah, the Lord, He got that right. The Lord laid me right where I need to go, where I did not hit this table with my head, my back, or nothing. Or I could have hit the right there, the little part of the counter that comes out. I could have hit that right there. Now, if I had hit that, that would have hit this part of my head. So I was like, the Lord, Psalms 91. I will preach that to the very end. Psalms 91. The angels watching over you. The angels watch over me right there that day. Every single night. So, yeah. So now I have the pacemaker. So when I saw her in September, there was an insurance company, rigmarole stuff that didn't work. She goes, but then I wanted to hear from the horse's mouth what happened. And I told her. She goes, and how long has this been going on? So since I was 14, and she goes, ain't nobody done anything for you. She was so serious and she was so mad. I like, no, I've heard it's hormones. I'm overweight. It's because you've had a baby, or you're pregnant, or you've been in this car accident, or it's stress. And she goes, oh my goodness. She goes, I am so tired of hearing those excuses. She goes, honey, it's not that. It's your heart. She goes, I know exactly what's going on. But we got to get through these hoops with the insurance company and let them get them the proof or whatever they needed. So I had an external heart monitor on or for a week. So the first cardiologist, in the same group, he panicked because he thought I was just wanting attention or something going on. So his nurse called me 2 weeks later than what he was supposed to and apologized and said he ended up with the C, but so he couldn't call. He goes, but he wants me to call and apologize. And that's what she told me. He goes, he thought you were kind of like baking or whatever and everything. He goes, but you actually need a pacemaker. I'm like, okay. So what happened was I had to wear another pacemaker, external one, for 2 weeks. So get that information to the insurance. Then they put a loop recorder in. That was September of 2023. Yeah, that was the loop recorder. December, beginning November or so, they put the loop recorder in. And December, the nurses and her assistant just called me panicking. Do you know your heart stopped? I'm like, yeah, that's been doing that for 40 years. I'm okay. It's okay. Let's just get this going. So February 6th of 2024, I got the pacemaker. So every once in a while, not often, but every once in a while, I have one feel like one of those spells coming on, so I'll sit here or I'll just go lay down. So that's when I knew way back then, if something was happening, I need to go lay down. Just lay down, because that way, if you fall asleep or whatever, you're already laying down and you're not hitting anything. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, is right. It's like, man. And now, now the doctors listen to me when something's not right. I know my body. We know this, and this. And then they go, okay, let's figure out what's going on. So, but um, mm. My son goes, he goes, you can't lay on your left side anymore. I'm like, it's not because of the pacemaker. He goes, she told you you can't lay on your left side. I said, I can't lay on my left side because of my left hip. So when I have acid reflux, I have to lay kind of like cockeyed a little bit so it go away, and then I can lay back on my right side. I was like, okay, whatever. Well, I get up and go, I'll just walk around. But I try to make my own tea also, to because I had heartburn earlier. Anastasia, they were both burping and everything. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So I was like, I need to make some tea to help me, because when I go to sleep tonight, I do not want to get up because I've had acid reflux or anything. It's one or the other, I know. So then my right shoulder was hurting the other day. Oh, it was back of my shoulder. I'm like, what in the world? I can't lay anything. And then I realized, oh yeah, when I laid down the other day just to take a nap, I didn't move with stock. And that thing is solid as a rock. It's a stuffy. But that thing is solid as a rock. And I was like, I laid on it. I think I was just, because I was on my left side, because I just laid in the bed. I was like, I don't feel like moving it. And I was like, right where my shoulder blade was. I'm like, yeah, okay. I ain't laying on that thing anymore either. I get it. So, alrighty. It's about, well, it's 1:38 my time. So, well, I know it's still early for some people on the West Coast. And we don't have to be early, bed early. We don't have to wake up early tomorrow. Hallelujah. Yes. Sleep in, you know. And then I'll get I'll see about, I'll try to put that's one thing I'll do. I'll put the Lego thing together tomorrow night on the live. We'll see how far I can get with that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off and everything, get in the bed. So thank y'all so much again for hanging out with me. The laughs and the jokes and the good memories, and not so good, but you laugh at them anyway. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed night. God bless. Stay safe. We love y'all, and we'll see you next time on Our Treasure Home. Thank you, Joy and Donnie. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.